Let's talk for a second about fades. Fades is something that happens on an audio clip. Anytime you split an audio clip, your DAW should inject little fades. And the reason why is this. So here's a little audio clip. This is a bass, little cool bass note that I picked out from Splice actually and put it in here. And it sounds like this. Boom, boom. That's it. It's pretty simple. Now, if you look real closely at the beginning of it, when I cut this, it automatically, my DAW automatically put a small fade in this. It's not really noticeable unless you zoom way into it, but once you see it, you're like, oh, I didn't even notice that was there. Listen to it without this right here. I'm going to get rid of this fade completely. It's like a little volume fade. Do you hear a little click, a little tick at the beginning of that? I'm going to pump up the volume here. Now listen to it with that fade. Now, depending on your speakers and how sensitive your ears are, you could probably hear that there's a little clip right at the beginning of that when I didn't have the fade. And it's because it's something that happens in your DAW when it's trying to transfer digital information that's representing audio information into audio and out to your ear holes. But I don't know all the algorithmic reasons for why this happens, but it's something that just happens with audio. So it's something to keep in mind. Now, it's also something you can play around with. In Ableton, you're able to make that fade quite big, and you're even able to shape it a little bit if you wanted to. So if you wanted to bring something in and just have it kind of fade in, you actually have that control without having to grab an automation on your volume. Pretty cool, isn't it? So what do we learn from this? One is make sure that in your DAW that when you split an audio track like this, when I hit split, it automatically puts fades in for me. And crossfades are when two audio things come together right away. It creates a crossfade, and it's to keep any kind of distortion artifacts from happening. And when you pull it away from each other, they each have their own fade in it. It's just something to make sure your DAW is doing that. And if it's not doing that, make sure you figure out a way to make it so that every time you split an audio track, it does that. And utilize those fades, man. Fade in and out. It's great for swells, for cymbals, and things like that as well.